We spend billions of dollars searching for life on Mars. We send spacecraft to the dark side of the moon. We scan distant galaxies for radio signals from alien civilizations. And yet, on our own planet, there is a world so vast, so dark, and so unexplored that over 90% of its species remain completely unknown to science. It is not in space. It is right here. It is the deep ocean. And in the last 12 months, scientists pulled back the curtain just a fraction, and what they found sounds like science fiction. A shark with glowing eyes that is older than the dinosaurs. A worm that lives inside a castle made of glass. A sponge shaped like a ball that hunts and kills prey. A creature so alien it was named after a character from The Lord of the Rings. And those are just 4 of the 1,121 new species discovered in a single year. This is the story of what is hiding at the bottom of our world. The Ocean Census is a global scientific initiative launched in April 2023 by the Nippon Foundation and Necton, a UK-based marine research institute. Its goal is staggering. Discover and officially describe 100,000 new ocean species by the year 2030. In just 3 years, the program has already identified over 2,000 species that science had never seen before. But the 3rd year was the most extraordinary. Between April 2025 and March 2026, scientists on 13 separate deep-sea expeditions across 85 countries discovered 1,121 previously unknown marine species. That is a 54% increase over the previous year. More than 1,000 researchers contributed. They used deep-sea submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, mobile laboratories, and even artificial intelligence to identify specimens. The discoveries came from some of the most extreme environments on Earth: volcanic seamounts off Japan, the freezing waters of the Southern Ocean, the Coral Sea off Australia, and the deep Atlantic off Argentina. Oliver Steeds, director of Ocean Census, put it bluntly. He said, "We spend billions searching for life on Mars or going to the dark side of the moon. Discovering the majority of life on our own planet, in our own ocean, costs a fraction of that. The question is not whether we can afford to do this, it is whether we can afford not to."
Let us start with the ghost shark. Off the coast of Queensland, Australia, deep in the Coral Sea Marine Park, scientists found a new species of chimera, a creature commonly known as a ghost shark. Chimeras are among the oldest living lineages of fish on Earth. They diverged from a common ancestor with sharks and rays nearly 400 million years ago. That means they were already ancient when dinosaurs first appeared. Their appearance is otherworldly: smooth, scaleless skin, long, whip-like tails, and eyes that seem to glow in the darkness of the deep sea. They have been swimming through the abyss for hundreds of millions of years, and we just discovered a new one. Next, the glass castle worm. Off the coast of Japan, at around 800 meters beneath the surface, scientists discovered a bristle worm called Dalhusiella yabuki. But the worm itself is not the strangest part. What is strange is where it lives. This worm makes its home inside a glass sponge, a creature that builds its skeleton out of silica, the same material we use to make glass. The result is a translucent, mesh-like structure that looks like a miniature cathedral made entirely of glass. Scientists call it a glass castle. The worm and the sponge have a symbiotic relationship. The worm gets shelter and nutrients from the glass castle, and in return, it cleans the sponge by removing debris from its surface. 2 alien creatures, helping each other survive in total darkness, 800 meters below the waves. Then there is the death ball. In the freezing waters of the Southern Ocean, near the uninhabited South Sandwich Islands, scientists found something that challenges everything most people think they know about sponges. At a crushing depth of 3,601 meters, nearly 12,000 feet, they discovered a new species of chondrocladia. It is a sponge, but it is not the gentle, passive filter feeder you learned about in school. This sponge is a predator. Its spherical body is covered in tiny hooks, microscopic barbs that trap any small creature unlucky enough to brush against it. Once captured, the prey is slowly absorbed. Scientists nicknamed it the death ball sponge. It sits motionless in the darkness, waiting. It does not chase, it does not move, it simply waits, and anything that touches it dies. But the discoveries did not stop there. Scientists also found Iskra's glitterworm, a deep-sea polychaete that shimmers with an iridescent glow, discovered on whale falls at the bottom of the ocean. Whale falls are the carcasses of dead whales that sink to the seafloor, creating entire ecosystems around them. These worms feed on the bones of the dead whales, surrounded by bacteria, crabs, and other scavengers in a community that can persist for decades in total darkness. They also discovered the elven abyss tunicate, a creature so strange, so delicate, and so ethereal that it was named Kaikoja Undum, inspired by the world of the Lord of the Rings. Found at depths of up to 4,000 meters, this sea squirt looks like something from another planet, translucent, fragile, and hauntingly beautiful. In the waters off Argentina, marine biologists from the Schmidt Ocean Institute found 28 new species in a single expedition, including deep-sea octopuses, rare corals, and bioluminescent organisms that create their own light in the permanent darkness. And during the same expedition, they found something nobody expected: an old VHS tape sitting on the ocean floor. What is on it? Nobody knows yet. Near the South Sandwich Islands, scientists also observed zombie worms, creatures from the genus Ocedax that bore into the bones of dead whales and extract nutrients from the marrow. They have no mouth, no stomach. They dissolve bone using acid secreted from their skin, and in one of the most dramatic moments of the entire census, a research vessel investigating a newly calved iceberg in the Bellingshausen Sea became the first ship ever to explore the seabed beneath it, an area that had been sealed under 150 meters of ice for untold thousands of years. They also captured the first confirmed footage of a juvenile colossal squid, one of the most elusive creatures in the deep ocean. Here is the number that should keep you awake tonight. We have explored only about 5% of the world's oceans. 95% remains unmapped, unobserved, and unknown. The 1,121 species discovered this year are extraordinary, but they represent a tiny fraction of what is still down there. Scientists estimate that between 1 and 2 million marine species remain undiscovered. The deep ocean is the largest habitat on Earth. It covers more than 60% of the planet's surface. It reaches depths of nearly 11,000 meters, and in its darkest trenches, where no sunlight has ever reached, life thrives in forms we are only beginning to imagine. We look up at the stars and wonder if we are alone in the universe, but the truth is, we have not even met most of our neighbors. They are right below us, in the dark, waiting to be found. This has been The Odd Vault. If this unlocked something in your mind, subscribe, because we open a new vault every week. What they didn't tell you, we will.